Actions. Have you seen any actions up till now? Have you seen some actions? Not that action, but any action in Salesforce? You just saw it in that application, right? So have you seen some applications in some actions in the Salesforce what Salesforce web format, or yeah, Salesforce application in web? Have you seen some applications actions in here? Let me just show it to you. When you'll go to home, and by the way, actions, what we're going to understand right now is completely related to Classic. So first we'll understand it in Classic, and then we'll switch to Lightning again, because it's a UI part. We are, which chapter we are learning right now? UI customization. And again, if there is two UI, then there are differences between both of them, and we have to handle them accordingly. So that's the reason we are understanding both of them. So these are the actions. These are the actions. And actions basically, let me tell you what exactly an action is. Action in Salesforce helps you do a particular task or do a particular operation or perform a particular function with just less clicks and in a shorter span and in a short time. So if you want to create a new contact, you can just enter the information of that contact in here and just hit create. Email. A contact is created. A contact record is created. Contact is an object, right? So a record of contact object is created. So that's how easy it is. So actions help you do a particular function or perform a particular function fast and very easily, right? That's all what actions are used for. Actions are of two types in Salesforce. Number one, global actions. Number two, object specific actions. What? No. If you're talking about this button, it's a button. But if you're talking about this, it's an action. It's performing action, and it's performing a function with the help of an action. I mean, what you are saying is we can use buttons to do everything and all. When you hit button, you go to a different page, you go to a different link, and then do a particular task. The whole page gets refreshed. But when you use an action, it gets done onto the single page, and as many times as you want to do it, you can do it on that single page without refreshing that whole page. Make sense? Okay. So this is button, and this is action, right? And there are how many types of actions? Two. Number one is global. Number two is object specific action. So let me tell you what exactly global specific actions are. Let's start with object specific actions. Which one do you want to start with? Global. Okay. Global actions are basically the actions that we can perform from literally anywhere in our Salesforce application. All what we need to have is that actions to be available onto that particular page. Getting it? So on the home page and chatter page, whichever functionalities we are getting in here, we can use it, and we can perform the function with this global action. So let's say we want a student record to be created just like that. So what we want is we want a global action to create a student, right? So how are we going to create a global action? We'll go to setup, write down. We'll go to setup, and in setup, we'll write down what? Global actions, and I'll click new action. So action type. So there are 5 to 6 type of action types. One is create a record. which helps you to create a record. Second is send email. If you want to send an email just like that with an action, you can do that. Log a call if you want to log a call. Custom Visual Force, if you've created a custom code of Visual Force page and you want to open that with that action, you can use this. If you want to, again, open Lightning, like custom canvas, is basically something like pop-up or something. If you want to click onto that action, some canvas should open up, then you'll select this one. And if you want to, so like these last three are more related to coding. If you are doing coding, if you know how to do the code, and if you want that page or whatever that canvas is things to be open up, when you click onto that action, you can select any one of these three. But currently what I want to do is create a record of, so target object should be, that's it. And label type, I want to create a quick student. I'll create it, I'll set it like this, and the name is, that's it. And success message. Got it? Save. A global action is created. Okay. So with every action, I'm not saying with every global action, I'm saying with every action, if it is about creating a record or something like that, an action layout is associated. What is associated? Action layout. So tell me, what is page layout? What? So page layout basically controls two things, detail page and edit page. Similarly, action layout controls the fields which will be present onto that particular action. That's it. So with page layout, you control the fields which will be available when I'll click that edit, or when I'll click that new over there. But if I want to control the action, sorry, what? Yeah, so if I want to control the action, like action layout, which field should be available when I'm creating a student with this particular action, then it will be controlled from action layout. So there's email already there. Why email is already there? It is universally required. It is universally required. And then there comes student name. There comes student's contact. There's initial fees. That's it. These four fields are the ones we want. Save. So I've created a global action and I've created what? Action layout. Now let's go to the home page and make a student, right? So am I able to see a quick student or something like that in here? No. Why? Exactly. So I have to add this global action on this, right? On this global actions list. How I can do that? With the help of a, okay. So where will I find the publisher layout? Setup, global actions and publisher layout. I'll hit publisher layout and I'll click edit. And there are actions which you want to see in classic publisher, and there are actions which you want to see in lightning experience. So I'll simply do one thing. I'll simply take this quick student and we'll add it over here. It's added onto the last. If I want to add it on the third, I can just drag and drop it over here like that. And if I want to add it in lightning experience as well, I'll drag and drop it like this. I'll hit save. Now if I'll go to home, quick student, it's available. I'll hit quick student, name, Student is created. Done. That's it. That's how quickly you can create a student with the help of a yeah, action, which is global in this case. Yeah, global action. Is it clear with everyone? Sure. How to create it? Tell me the steps. Number one step. No, not these steps, but first number one, what I have to do? I have to create a global action in which the type would be create a record, and then I have to set up all the other informations for that. And once I set all the other informations for that, then I'll hit save. And then what? Action layout. I have to set the fields in the action layout, that which fields will be available while I'm using this particular action. Got it? And after that, what? Publisher layout. I have to add that action layout. I have to add that action into publisher layout, into the publisher layout. And once I'll add it into the publisher layout, it will be available onto the home page as well as the charter page. Is it clear? Okay. So if I'll go to Salesforce One Simulator, quick student, it's also available over here. Yeah, a new student is registered. Yeah, what? Okay, so but up till now this is clear. Good.